blah, 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 Star Trek Resurrection, and they sort of like have to travel through time and stop Captain Braxton, because Captain Braxton's gone loony, you see. You know Captain Braxton of the Relativity, he went a bit nuts. So Captain Braxton in a way escapes from an asylum, you see, from a Federation asylum. Captain Braxton escapes from Federation asylum, and he's travelling through the universe, making all these little different changes to history all the time. So he's always making little changes to history, like he's making like a new Star Trek, or he makes it like AIDS never existed, or he's making it like sort of, you know, sort of alternate realities. He's changing reality. So you've got Captain Braxton travelling through history, changing reality as he goes through history by changing events and stuff. That'd be good. But that was already done. That's already been done in Sliders, hasn't it? That's already been done in Sliders, actually. That idea, you know, about changing history and stuff like that. That was done very well, actually. I enjoyed Sliders. It was a very good show, actually. I did enjoy Sliders when they're travelling through different realities and history was kept getting changed, sort of thing. So sort of like that sort of thing in Star Trek's kind of thing. I was thinking of the Braxton bit, you know, changing history all the time. And Captain Kirk travels through time with whoever's left alive, sort of thing. Anyway, you could also have Star Trek veterans. You know, Star Trek veterans with all the original cast in wheelchairs, and they get to the Klingons or the enemy, whoever's the enemy is, like in their wheelchairs, in their Federation wheelchairs, like. And just as the enemy are about to shoot, Captain Kirk raises his walking frame, and he shoots the fucking enemy in the face with his walking frame. That's the other idea I had. It was Star Trek. Star Trek veterans, like. What you do is like you have a battle, like, you know, with this sort of like the survivors, like, and then you got Chekhov left, you got Captain Kirk left, Lieutenant Uhura left, yeah, and you got George Takei, Tiki, whatever, Sulu. You got George Takei left as well. So sort of like the veterans, Star Trek veterans. Here's a good one, Star Trek veterans. Right, so you got Bill Shatner as Admiral Kirk, Lieutenant Uhura, Admiral Uhura. You got Chekhov, Admiral Chekhov, Admiral Sulu, and is that it? Maybe one or two other characters. Anyway. So sort of like you got this sort of like they're fighting the Borg or something like that, and they wheel up their wheelchairs, like to fight the Borg. And just as the Borg are going to annihilate them, they go bing, and they lift out these blasters from their wheelchairs, and they lift up their crutches, so lift up their walking frames and their crutches, and they blast the Borg in the face because they've got crutches with supersonic atom lasers on. Or they lift up their wheel. They could point their wheelchairs with blasters attached to the side of the wheelchairs and have like fire coming out of their wheelchairs, going bang bang with your wheelchair and zoom with your walking frame. Just kaboom. No, I just don't like what Netflix have done to the fucking Klingons. That's all. I mean, that's about all I was going to say. Oh yeah, by the way, I've done my own series, my own little talkie. If you like Jack and Rory's shit, look up Pirates. It's not Star Trek or anything, but I've done my own universe sort of thing. Yeah, go to Pirates on my channel, William Zebub, right? William Zebub. I've got a little science fiction one called Pirates, right? It's called Pirates. The story. It's just a story called Pirates. 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 Anyway, I don't like what Netflix have done to the Klingons. I mean, General Mortok, I salute you, man, dear. I want the original Klingons. I don't want to remake history. I want you to continue the future. You're not supposed to remake the future or remake history. You're supposed to continue history. See, if you continue history, you create the future. Only by continuing history can you create the future. You cannot create the future by destroying history and starting again. If you destroy history, like the history of the Klingons, for instance, if you destroy the history of the Klingons and you start all over again with these all new, super woody, really stupid looking Klingon thingies. If you do it like that, it's pathetic, man. That's not Klingon, man. Klingons have a history, man, like Kahless. Klingons have a history. Kahless, Worf, Galwan, Mortok. Do these names mean nothing to you now? Do the names of Mortok, Galwan, Worf, do these names mean nothing to you? Kahless. Don't think you care less about the Klingons, really, do you? I said, I don't think you could care less about the Klingons, really. I'm very upset about the Klingons in this Netflix. I really am. Because I thought you were supposed to be continuing Star Trek from where we left off. I didn't think you were going to sort of like throw away all our history and then start again. See, The Next Generation was a sequel to Star Trek, the original series, wasn't it? It was a sequel. It was the next generation of Star Trek from the original series. Voyager, Deep Space Nine, and then we had a prequel, Enterprise, which explained to the Klingons going flat for a little while. And now you want to throw all of that history away. You want to throw it all away and invent new Klingons. Why don't you just invent new aliens, for fuck's sake? Why don't you just invent new aliens? Instead of trying to reinvent the Klingons, leave the Klingons alone, you little fucker. You've really fucked up Star Trek and you've really pissed me off, Netflix. Netflix, you have really pissed me off with this Klingon shit. That show looks like a piece of crap. Watch The Pirates. It's on my channel, William Zebub. It's called Pirates. But you have really fucked up the Klingons. And I'm very, very disappointed with Netflix. That is a bloody crap piece of shit. And I can tell that by the trailer. I haven't seen one episode of your new Star Trek. Netflix. I have not seen one episode of it. But the trailer was a piece of crap. And if the trailer is a piece of crap, then the series is going to be even worse, isn't it? If the trailer is a piece of shit, then the series is going to be even worse, isn't it? Half human, half Vulcan king. Bullshit. Bang, bang, bang!